Hello, welcome to episode number 38. My name is Torsten Tubble, and I'm going to be talking about how are you taking control of your life? That is a good question. So it's really interesting. This topic has kind of been bumping around for a little while, and I thought that this would be a good time to kind of chat about it a little bit more. And so it's really like looking at your life and seeing if you actually take control of it, if you actually uh, do if you actually do your life, if you actually are the one that's in the driver's seat of your own life. um, and how often we kind of don't we kind of aren't actually like how often we kind of just are on cruise control, and you don't probably even realize it most of the time. You're just kind of like, oh, whatever. You're kind of doing your routine or whatever it is, going to work every day. um, and and you kind of just go through your life, and you don't really realize that your life is probably on cruise control, and you're not actually actively being with your life and looking at it and seeing if you're actually doing what you would like to do, if you are creating what you'd actually like to create. So this is kind of like a question time or a reminder, or I mean, it is in the northern hemisphere for a lot of people. It's the time of holidays and looking to focus on that and everything that's going on with that, which can be a pretty crazy time of year for a lot of people. And so you kind of have a lot of other things to look at, and a lot of your days and your focus is about other people, usually not yourself. And so it's really this question of like, so am I in the driver's seat of my own life? Am I making choices that work for me? Or are are there people in my life that I'm waiting for them, for this to happen, or for them to choose something and then I'll choose something? Or you're like, okay, well, when this shows up, then I can choose something else. That's not really going to necessarily create what you're looking for. It's just my guess. I'm guessing that because I know. I've been there. I've chosen that. And so it's really looking at this place of like, okay, so if I was going to choose this, if I was going to choose to actually be in control of my life, be the driver in my life, actually make this happen, what would have to change? What would I have to do different? Because if you aren't doing it right now, then you actually have to do something different. It can't actually stay the same. You literally have to start being more, choosing more of things that you haven't currently chosen. Now, I know this isn't actually new. Maybe it is. Maybe in this 10 seconds, it actually is new for you. And even if it isn't, it's that curiosity of like, okay, so what is it? What would it require me to do different? What do I have to choose different? What do I have to become in order to actually be driving my own life, to be the instigator of my own life? And really looking at that, like really looking at like, okay, so how many different ways can I do things different? What I normally would have chosen, I won't choose, or I'll choose it in a different way. And so one of the examples in my life, I've been playing with different things, and what I've actually implemented in my life is to start running in the morning. Now, I like exercise. My body likes it. It's good. But I don't like running. In fact, I don't like it at all. And it's not something that I enjoy at all. And so I'm choosing to run for that reason. I'm choosing to do something that I would normally not really choose to do. And also like doing it, first thing in the morning, literally getting up at, 7 or 6 or whatever time I wake up and get up and actually go for a run right then. Uh, First thing in the morning, literally before I do anything, get up and go for a run. Now, it's wintertime here. It's not that cold, but it's like dark and so on. And so, when you wake up at 6 in the morning, you're not too motivated. At least I'm not motivated to get out and go run in the cold. Sometimes a little bit of drizzle like it was this morning. Yet I've chosen to do that. I've chosen to do that because it is something different. And it is also creating something different in my life in the sense that it shows up in a way that I'm choosing something that I normally wouldn't choose. And when we choose something that you don't normally choose, it actually creates something different. It actually creates this place where we start expanding beyond what we currently are comfortable with, maybe, or currently think that we have to choose or that we have been choosing will create something greater. It actually won't. But when you start choosing something more, it does create something greater. And that's really what this is about. This is creating something greater in your life. It's creating something, this greatness called being the driver of your own life, being in the control of your own life, actually choosing your life and actually creating it. And so I'm not doing this for anyone else. I'm doing this for me to choose to be something different, to become something more than what I currently am. And then this is just one example. This is a physical example to give you to see what it is that is changing for me. I still like exercise. I still like going for walks. I'll ride my bike occasionally. That kind of thing, that's still going to happen. It's just that I'm choosing to do it in a completely different way that I normally would not really like to do. And it is this thing of kind of getting out of your comfort zone and just choosing it. And so what is it in your life that you could start looking at doing different? And the other thing that I became aware of, there's these places where I make my world small. I focus maybe on the limitations of certain things. And there's all kinds of things, all kinds of tools, all kinds of questions you can ask to change that. And one thing that I've noticed for me, that actually does create change really quickly is to do a quick energy pull. And so what I've done is I've actually recorded a really quick one. And I did this on purpose. It was like, I think they're like 5 minutes long or something like that. Not very long at all. And of course they're on my phone. And so, because they're on my phone, I can just pull it up quickly and I can just listen to it. And so, it is a really easy thing to do. These like 5 minutes, like you can literally do it at any point. You can be like having a snack or something like that, and you can do a 5 minute pull. And it's just getting myself. I realize that it really actually contributes to just creating a different space in that moment. And so it's like these are little things that I've become aware of what works for me and that I've decided to change and do different, that create these like shifts and these focuses of what it is that I'm truly looking to create and what I know I can create and what is possible. The other thing, I've done all these things. It's really cool. The other thing I've done is a daily, basically morning routine. So I have, it's basically reading this thing that what I'd like to create in my life, and I've actually written it out, and I read it every morning and every night. And so it's a reminder of what it is. So it puts my focus on what it is that I'm actually looking to create in the world and what I'd like my life to look like. And I made that as a focal point. Again, it's wherever you put your energy, that's where things show up. And so it's this reminder, putting the energy there. and doing it every day. And I think I'm on, I don't know what day I'm on, 20 or something like that. And so I'm choosing to do this for like 45 days at a minimum, actually. I'll continue doing it after that. But it is, again, like choosing something different. Before I'd be like, daily things, like I don't need that, whatever. That's for other people, it's not for me. And so since I've been playing with it, I've noticed these changes happening in my life, these awarenesses that have been showing up in kind of out of the blue situations. One of them happened to be when I was running this morning. And so it's like these awarenesses that I have that kind of just pop up. And so I've been playing with that and just really implementing all these different things in my life that I normally didn't think that they would matter or were of any importance or anything like that, or that they'd make any sort of difference whatsoever. And it turns out, well, I was incorrect. And that's cool. And so it is playing with that. And I'm like, cool. So what else? What are other things that I can use to implement to be more in the driver's seat and to take control of your life, to actually be the one that is actually creating your life. So what are things that you can do? Well, I highly recommend doing a morning program. I highly recommend doing an energy pull of some sort. Maybe even having a list of questions you can ask yourself, or writing down, like I did, writing down some things that you would actually like to create in your life, like what you would like your future to look like. Actually write them down and then read them every day. These are really powerful things that you can do for yourself, and they can create like a really dynamic change in kind of weird ways. And so it's been interesting. It's been, grind, like, getting up in the morning is not always that fun for me. And yet it is also this kind of play in a way of saying to the universe, hey, I'm doing something different. I'm literally changing what I'm choosing. And so this allows for other things to show up. And that is the thing that I know we kind of forget about. You kind of go through your day, and especially like when things get busy and crazy in your life, you kind of just let things go. So what if you made this demand for yourself? You made this demand that I'm going to do these things kind of no matter what. And like at night, usually when I'm ready to go to bed, like I'm ready to go to bed. And it's like, nope, I can't go to bed until I've read, I like to hit my computer, until I've read what it is that I'm looking to create. And so it puts me into that reminder state before I go to bed. And there's always questions that I can do, and there's always questions that I ask myself. I also destroy and create relationships with myself, people in my life, my business, all kinds of things before I go to sleep. So these are all things that I've chosen to do, that I do now on a regular basis. And so I've been really playing with this, and it is really asking you, so what else can you change in your life? And what are you actually aware of that, if you actually chose that, would change your life, would start, by choosing that, you would start actually creating your life in the way that you'd like to create your life, that maybe you have never done before or actually ever chosen. So what are the things that you can choose? Now, I just gave you a couple of examples. You can go with this in whichever way you would like. But really ask these questions, really look at some things, implement some things in your life that you haven't been doing, and see what that creates, and really really make the demand, and like really commit basically. It's like committing to your life. It is committing to your life. Really commit to doing these things and choosing to do them every single day. It's that commitment to you, because, you know, other people aren't going to commit to you like you can commit to yourself. And the other really cool thing that happens with all this is when you start making these demands, start making these commitments, start actually choosing to take control of your life and do different things, you don't even need to tell anyone that you're doing this. You can start just doing it. And the cool thing is, by choosing that, people will start noticing things, especially if people that are close to you will be aware of. If you get up early in the morning and go for a run, they kind of notice that. They kind of can't not notice that. So you create this space, and also this energy within yourself of that you're actually committing to yourself, you're demanding of yourself, and that creates something different for the people around you. It almost, when people start noticing that you choose something different and that you're choosing for you and that you're choosing to create greater for you, there's this thing with this appreciation that people have for people that do it. Now, they may never actually verbalize it to you. In most cases, they likely won't. But there's this energy that gets put out there, this energy of like, it's kind of almost like respecting and really being grateful that you are choosing something more. And it's like seeing that you're honoring what you know will create for your future, and then actually choosing it and going through with it. And when you start doing that, you can see how much that changes the people around you. So what the crazy thing is, when you start choosing for yourself, you start choosing to commit to your life and committing to creating more in your life, that it's not about not choosing for other people. It is actually that other people start seeing what you actually are creating, and it creates more for them as well. And like, what have you ever seen people that you like know, and suddenly they start changing things in your life, and like, wow, that's pretty amazing. Like, they're choosing this different way, whether it's like choosing to go after this dream that they had of their life, or they're choosing to change their body in some way, or choosing the way they eat maybe, or choosing, you know, whatever it is, choosing to be different with their partner. Like, it can be all kinds of things. And when you start seeing these things, you're like, wow, that's really interesting. That's really cool. They're actually choosing something different. Excuse me. They're actually, it's almost like this, this place of you're empowering people to choose more because you are. And again, you don't need to tell anyone that you're doing any of this. You can just by simply doing it, people will notice some change. And eventually, the other person might actually ask you about it. That might take a while, but it will show up at some point. And so it's really playing with this. It's really, really looking at what is it that you'd like to create in your life, and what can you do right now to change things in your life to actually contribute and actualize, even if it's something small, something that will contribute to what you would like your life to look like. Your dream, whatever that means. I mean, dream for some people works. This place where you're actually aware of something that you can choose greater. And the other thing that shows up is this place where you do it from, and that it is about choosing. It's this commitment to yourself to choose it in every moment. Now, there might be some moments where you don't want to choose it. Going back to getting up in the morning at 6 a.m. to go for a run. You don't need to do that. Maybe somebody Maybe you want to go to a gym. Maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you want to do some exercises at home. Maybe you want to do some yoga at home. Whatever it is, and it maybe has nothing even to do with that. Maybe it is looking at certain things that you've been avoiding and looking to actually do them. And it's like there's certain things you don't want to do, but you know by doing them will create more that actually will contribute to, even though that you're avoiding it like the plague. But when you do it, when you actually choose it, what else can come out of it? And notice what happens for you. It gets easier, actually, is one of the things that I've noticed. And I still have resistance, and I'm still aware of the resistance in certain places. And it's like, okay, I know that by choosing this, even though I don't necessarily want to do it in this moment, in this 10 seconds, I know it will actually contribute to creating something greater. And have you ever contemplated how much greater your life could be? And you could have a truly amazing life right now. And it's not discounting the life that you currently have in any way. It's actually acknowledging the brilliance that you currently are. And it's like, and how much greater could I be? When you look at people that have created and done some amazing things in this world, probably most of them, if you were to ask them if they actually thought that they would be able to do what they did, most of them would probably think they wouldn't, that they never thought they could actually accomplish what they actually have accomplished. And so with that, it is looking at that, and it is looking at what else, how much greater could my life be? And it could be a greater contribution to everyone if you choose to be greater than you currently are. And take control of your life and commit to your life and be more. So that's what I implore you to do. That's my invitation to you. Hope it helps. Leave comments, please. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.